Well, hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. I'm pretty excited, too. I appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm a little excited for a Monday. I don't know why. Y'all must not be Mavericks fans. Don't worry, listen, we'll get to the tariff talk. We'll get to the talk about the protests that happened all over DFW this weekend. But right outside of our studio, where we're at right now, they have an extra dude on guard next to the Nowitzki statue. Did you see that, Trina? They have some poor guy. When I was walking to lunch, they have some security guard because people keep throwing stuff at it. And I was like, and so I stopped and talked to him for a minute. I was like, did anybody spray paint anything? He's like, no, people just throwing their jerseys and trash and stuff up here. And so they cleaned it all up, and they have a guy that he's like, that's his job today. Because people have some pretty strong opinions about Luka Doncic being traded to the Lakers. Now, this isn't a sports show. I am not a sports expert, so we're going to bring one in. It's the great Donovan Lewis from The Invasion on our sister station, 1310 The Ticket. Hang on. Before we get into basketball business, did I hear you on the morning shift today?
Yes. They had a round table about the trade, so I was on with the morning show. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I heard you, and I heard Corby, and I checked the clock, and then I checked the radio again, and then I checked the clock, and I was like, did I time warp? Did I fall asleep in the car? I don't know what happened. So you caught me off guard, but y'all are doing some special stuff because where are you at this week?
We are in New Orleans,
Lucky
preparing
dog.
for Super Bowl 59. So, yeah, it's funny. We had the whole entire radio row at the Super Bowl, and we didn't talk 1 second about football today because it was all about Luka and the Mavericks.
So you get to go to New Orleans for a whole week. They don't just send you up there because the game's not until Sunday. And this is just me being jealous. So I guess
I'm not going to tell you how much fun I'm having, so I don't want to add on to it.
Well, I lived in New Orleans for 15 years. I was just there for Thanksgiving, and I've actually done the Super Bowl radio road there. And are y'all in the convention center?
Yes, sir.
God, what a party! What a party! I mean, you would just be standing there, and they're like, "Oh, J.J. Watt just walked by the table. You want to chat? Oh, look, that's Jerry Rice." He wasn't eating rice, though. Matthew McConaughey was wrong on that. All right,
not trying to get us to eat food. That's right.
All right, so let's talk about Luka. Is this going to be remembered as a sad day, or is this going to be remembered because I remember the Herschel Walker trade and the wailing and gnashing of teeth that, oh my God, I can't believe you got rid of our best player. In fact, he's our only superstar, and it turned out to be the genesis to 3 Super Bowls. How do you think this will be remembered in 5-10 years?
Man, I don't think it's going to be that way. Anthony Davis, everything that's going on, and everyone pretty upset about Luka not being here. Anthony Davis is a really, really fine player. But when you trade away a generational player to bring someone back in, it's going to be tough on him, and everyone's going to have to I guess he's going to have to play really well for everyone to forget about the trade that was made. But if you talk about 5-10 years down the road, I'm going to have to say that, yeah, we're going to regret this because I feel like a Luka-led team in L.A., and they'll do everything that they can to surround him with the talent to try and win a championship. I feel that he can win a couple out there. So anytime he has success in L.A., it's going to feel like a dagger to the heart in everyone in Dallas because it feels like the team was weakened. You didn't get what you could have gotten in return for a superstar like Luka. Anthony Davis is good, but it seems like Luka could have had a better return to help you get better quickly. And that's what management is telling you, that they did this for now and the future. Well, it just doesn't feel like this team is better right now without Luka.
Look, we know what management says. Do you believe them when they say this is all about defense? Defense is winning championships. Do you think there has to be something deeper than that? Was there some conditioning issues, injury issues we don't know about, or is he maybe just hard to work with?
I think all of it's mixed in. It has to be. To make a decision like this for a franchise player to be traded away, then there has to be more than what they're saying in addition to what they're saying. So while on the outside you hear conditioning and, the hesitancy to sign it to the Supermax, I don't understand that because if you take Anthony Davis's contract, which starts next year, the extension that he signed, it's 3 years for $175 million. So it's about $11 million less on average than what that Supermax is for Luka. So $11 million per average a year just doesn't seem like a lot of money to concern yourself if it's all about the dollar bill. It doesn't make any sense to me. And these guys in the past have always gone above and beyond to try and make sure that this team was surrounded with talent to win. And that meant going into the tax threshold and whatever it took So that can't be the case. So it has to be a lot of things that we hear about and a lot of things that we haven't heard that came down to it.
Well, let me ask you a completely unfair question, just because I've seen so many people commenting on this. This would have never happened if Mark Cuban was still in charge. Donovan?
A, I don't think that's unfair, and I think, and B, that is 100% accurate, I think.
All right, well, there's a hot sports opinion for you right there. Where'd you eat lunch today?
I haven't had it yet. You know, we're on the 1 walk back so we can talk to you, and I think our hotel is really close to Cochan. So I think we may go there for lunch. Yeah, either lunch or dinner. I'm not quite sure.
All right. Well, if you need any recommendations or, I don't know, you need a tour guide, I still have my best friends are down there, or some of them. Donovan Lewis from The Invasion on the Ticket from Radio Row in New Orleans. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's such a fun time, too, because the NFL comes in and they deck the whole place out. And like CBS Sports and Fox Sports comes in there and ESPN comes in there. And they build these giant TV sets in the convention center. And so you're just going from one to another. You're like, oh, my God, there's Skip Bayless and there's Shannon Sharp and there's Stephen A. Smith. And it just blows your mind. And then you turn around and there's all these football players. Oh, my goodness. Did I just bump into Steve Young? How come he doesn't have more gray? How come I have more gray hair than Steve Young? So 800-288-9227. We're not going to take calls on the Luka Doncic trade. We got to get into some of this tariff stuff. This may affect your money here, but I don't think it's going to be bad, as some people say. You'll hear some of the critics. You'll hear my response. And then we'll just have fun with the way this is being hyperventilated in the news. Tariff talk coming up next. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Well, hey there. Welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Stick around. We're going to play Dead or Alive for 2 tickets to the Totally Tubular Festival. Right Said Fred. Should it bother me that we're giving away Right Said Fred tickets? We can't give away tickets to something more manly than this? I guess Toby Keith passed away. He's kind of running out. Chuck Norris isn't doing a concert. Let's have Chuck Norris go out there and kick a board. I don't know. Hey, if you want to see Right Said Fred, it's actually probably a really fun time. Probably a good ratio at the Right Said Fred concert. We'll be giving away a couple tickets to Dead or Alive coming up at 4:35. And since the Grammys were yesterday and you didn't watch them and I didn't watch them, it'll be the Rockstar edition. Well, there's a couple of soul R&B singers in there too, but the famous musicians edition. You didn't watch the Grammys, did you? Did you watch it? No, I know you didn't watch it. Okay, but did you see on your social media, probably your Twitter feed or whatever, Kanye and his wife, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, or whatever her name is, something Sinceri. I forgot her name. Bianca Sinceri. I think that's it. Bianca I should learn it now that I've seen her naked. Good Lord. The Emperor's Has No Clothes is this old fable, but they actually acted it out at the Grammys yesterday. All the people were like, oh, that's a nice outfit. And I'm sure there was some kid going there, she's naked! Oh my God, you can see her bits! Anyway, so no, I didn't watch the Grammys, but I don't know. That's weird, because Kanye West, this is a guy who went from George Bush doesn't care about black people after Katrina to cutting a Christian album 5 years ago, running around in a MAGA hat for the last couple of elections, and now he's running around with a naked wife next to him in public, just making everybody sin. That's a complex fella. All right, so a lot to look forward to on the show. Stick with us, and if you can't be with us for the next hour and a half or hour and 12 minutes, check out the James Show podcast. Here's something I'm concerned about. It's been 2 weeks. You still haven't seen the Epstein client list. Wait a second. How long does it take to release a list? You can give me the list. I'll have it on Facebook in about 6 minutes. I'll just wait till the next break, take a picture with my phone. Boom, it's done. Over. End of story. What's taking so long here? Because every day that we don't get to see the Epstein list, I get a little more worried thinking we're not going to see the Epstein list. Because it doesn't take 2 weeks for that thing to come out. And you could make the case, well, there's national security interests or what powerful people involved. Good. Let's find all the crazy people in that are wrapped up in our national security interest, and we'll just have our national security interests be wholly owned by people who aren't pedophiles. This is really bothering me, and it should really bother you too. And of all the things we're trying to get to the bottom of, we actually have, the pretend economists on NBC acting like they think tariffs are going to end the country, and Trump's literally Hitler, and all these other things are going on. This is something everybody should agree on. Whether or not you like the deportations, you should want to see the Epstein client list. Whether or not you think we should have universal health care, you should want to see the Epstein client list. Whether or not you think Orange Man is bad or Orange Man is Hitler, the Epstein client list should be one of your top priorities too. Because we have this going on. Where's the Diddy list? For all of history that you've been alive, we've just thought, well, there's powerful people, and if you're rich enough and powerful enough, you can get away with it. Going all the way back to the Roman emperors, Tiberius, go look up what he did. It'll make you sore just reading it. But they have always gotten away with it. Could this be the generation that ends that? Could you and I finally be big enough buttheads, and the common man, when we band together, be powerful enough that we can finally put a stop to at least that? I know not everything's going to be peachy after that. I know not everything's going to be fair, and not everyone's going to get the same amount of Fruit Loops and all the cereal bowls. But at least we can punish the people who went to underage rape island, all the millionaires and billionaires and politicians and movie stars and men of industry. And I am concerned that we haven't seen it. And I know it's only been 2 weeks, but on the other hand, bro, it's been 2 weeks. We have Doge that's already kicking people out of their office. We've already had tariffs slapped on and then paused. We've already had all kinds of other action. Why not this? Are we going to see that? Or is this just going to fall through the cracks, go by the wayside, and we're going to argue about other things for the next 4 years and miss this glorious opportunity to finally bring justice to people who abuse children? Look, maybe the school choice battle that's happening in Austin, yes, it affects you and me more. It affects Texas more. It affects our kids, or I don't know how much gray hair you have, maybe your grandkids. Yes, that's something that directly affects you more. The tariff talk, yeah, that can probably have more of an effect on your wallet and your standard of living. But this, if we just sit by while kids are being abused on some island in the Caribbean and we actually have a chance to do something about it and we don't, we should feel pretty damn guilty about that. And so this is me. I can't keep it all up on my own, but let's not let that interest die. If you see one of those memes on social media that are like something clever, and Epstein didn't kill himself, chuckle. Well, I know you're not going to actually laugh out loud. Just blow air through your nose really fast. That's what we all do when we type in LOL. We really just did that. And pass it along. Don't let this die. Don't let these evil people get away with it. Because we could really do something magical for the first time in history. And just let the world know that it doesn't matter how rich you are, how powerful you are, even if you're the emperor of Rome, even if you're Caligula or Elagabalus or any of those other crazy bastards. We're not going to let you get away with diddling kids if we can do anything about it. And it just seems like we're so close. We have a list. He already killed himself. Ghislaine Maxwell's in prison. Can't somebody go interview her? Can't somebody go ask her? I'm just going to slip you the crayon and the Shoney's placemat. Can you just write on the back anything that comes to the top of your head, please? God, I hope we don't forget about this list. I hope we get to see it. I'm more excited about seeing this list than the JFK files, probably more so than the UFO files. All right, Kansas fans, not the state, the band. Kansas is coming to the Toyota Music Factory July 20th. With special guests 38 Special and Dave Mason. For tickets and information, go to livenation.com. And we have the contest. They're one of them. Text the word Kansas to 800-288-9227. You'll be entered in our contest for a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Kansas on July 20th at Toyota Music Factory over in Irving. Text Kansas, 800-288-9227. Coming up next, Raven Harrison, the conservative warrior, on everything Trump tariffs, ICE protests here in DFW, and more plane crashes over the weekend. What the heck is going on? You'll hear from Raven next on The James Show. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Well, hey there. Welcome to The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You want to play Dead or Alive? We're going to be playing for a pair of tickets to see Right Said Fred. Well, there's a few other people that are going to be there too. Men Without Hats, Haircut 100, more. It's called the Totally Tubular Festival. It's going to be at the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory July 5th. If you want to win some tickets now, we're going to play Dead or Alive. Call in 800-288-9227. 800-288 9227. We're going to load up the phones. I'm going to give you a list of 10 people. See if you can guess if they're dead or alive. If you get it wrong, I go on to the next person. If you get it right, you stay in. And it's just 10 people. And because the Grammys were yesterday and none of us watched it because none of us really care anymore, this will be the rock star edition. Although there's 1, 2, 3, 4 R&B singers in there. I just picked a bunch of people from the 70s. That's sort of dying age. No offense, y'all. It just, you know what the actuarial tables are. You don't have to work for an insurance company. But while we're loading up the phones here, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. We tracked down the guy that I played for you. Well, this is on Friday's show, wasn't it? Thursday or Friday's show. His name is CJ Grisham. He's a lawyer from the Temple area here in Texas, but he does a lot of political advocacy, free speech, and whatnot. He was at the Tarrant County Commissioner meeting last week, dropped an F-bomb, got kicked out. We'll ask him about it.
I came here last time because my good friend Mason Yancey was murdered in the jail. All right? That's why I meant to come here. But you didn't hear from me. The reason you didn't hear from me is because the thugs you have outside the door there assaulted me, threw me in handcuffs for no reason whatsoever, and tried to arrest me. Thankfully, Sheriff Wayborn thought the better of valor and listened to me when I told him to read the law. Now, let me tell you something.
Remove him immediately for that comment. Get him out of here.
Excuse me, that's protected speech.
Yeah, it's not going to be protected in this courtroom.
All right, so he got kicked out. He got prevented from going to a previous meeting. And then when they realized he was legally correct, they had to let him in the next meeting, and they found some light and trains he had caused to get him kicked out. Oh, he said a cuss word. Oh, no, this is far too bad for the delicate ears of the Tarrant County Commissioner Court. What are they hiding? We'll find out on tomorrow's show. I'm having him on. You can kick him out of your meeting. He's going to be on WBAP. And so instead of just the 24 people in your silly little court meeting, about 40,000 of your neighbors are going to hear it tomorrow. How about that? So, yeah, we're going to have a good show. All right, let's do Dead or Alive. Some Mr. Jovi, hit the theme song. Thank you, Mr. Jovi. He's got a good voice. He should do something with that. Welcome to Dead or Alive on The James Show. This is the game show where I'm going to give you 10 celebrities. All you got to do is tell me if they're dead or alive. Whoever's left at the end is going to get some Right Said Fred tickets. Don't laugh. People want them. Let's start with... No woman, huh? All dudes. Michael in Fort Worth. You ready for Dead or Alive?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. First one, not the Pips, but Gladys Knight. Is she dead or alive?
Gladys Knight?
Yes, Gladys Knight.
She's alive.
She is alive. Well, you had to think about that one, though, didn't you? Next one,
Yeah.
Prince. Dead or alive?
Oh, he's dead.
Died in 2016. One of the Beatles, Ringo Starr, dead or alive?
He's alive.
Elton John, dead or alive?
Alive.
Glenn Campbell, dead or alive?
Dead.
Frankie Valli, dead or alive?
Dead.
No. He's alive. He's 90 years old. And if you go look up his concerts on YouTube, they just have him out in Vegas doing some residency where he lip sync. He doesn't even sing anymore. Like he'll say, "Hey, thanks for coming out," and then they'll start the song, and it's the whole track, and he's just sort of like like his mouth doesn't even match. It's wild, dude. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Dave in Flower Mound, you're next up on Dead or Alive. You ready?
I'm ready.
The godmother of soul, not even married to James Brown. Her name's Patti LaBelle. Is she dead or alive?
Patti LaBelle is alive.
Yes, she is. 80 years old, looking great. Freddie Fender, Texan Freddie Fender. Is he dead or alive?
Freddie Fender is dead.
Yes, died in 2006. Olivia Newton-John, dead or alive?
Olivia Newton-John is dead.
Yes, we got one more. Al Green, I'm so in love with you. Is he dead or alive?
Al Green is dead.
No, he's not, actually. Sorry.
Oh.
Rick and McKinney.
Yes, sir.
Were you paying attention?
I was.
Al Green, is he dead or alive?
The Reverend Al Green is very much alive.
Yes. That's the easiest win you could possibly get, Rick.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You don't sound like you're a Right Said Fred fan. I don't mean to make any assumptions here, but you would like to go to the Totally Tubular Festival?
Sure, absolutely. I would.
Yeah, just tell your friends you're a big fan of men without hats. I think that's what you have to do to get away from that one. All right, so hang on, Rick and McKinney. Garrett will give us your information. We'll email you tickets. 2 tickets to the Totally Tubular Festival featuring Right Said Fred, Men Without Hats, Haircut 100, and more. Coming to Pavilion Toyota Music Factory July 5th. For more information, full lineup and tickets, go to livenation.com. All right, coming up next, the DNC has a new vice chair, and it's a silly little advocate guy that we've been making fun of for years on the James Show. I couldn't be happier for him. You'll find out next. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.